Are you truly living or are you just surviving? Today, we're going to talk about 7 different signs to tell if you are living your life on autopilot. Let's go.
I don't know how this thing works, but screw it, I'ma do it anyway. I don't know how this will turn out, but screw it, I'ma do it anyway. I don't know how this thing works, but screw it, I'ma do it anyway. I don't know how this will turn out, but screw it, I'ma do it anyway.
What's up, good people? It's your girl, Nikki P. Welcome back to Soul Untamed. If this is your first time here, welcome to Soul Untamed, where we are talking about creating a life designed by you and not for you. So I am talking today about signs that you are living your life on autopilot. Because the thing is, if you are going to be creating a life designed by you, you have to be intentional in the creation of that life. If you are living on autopilot, you are not being intentional with your time and you're not actively creating your life. So let's start with the first one. First sign is your days are repetitive and they are forgetful. Have you ever gone like a couple of weeks and tried to remember like what you even did like the week before and you're just like, I don't even know because it was just a blur. Like all you saw literally for 7 days was like a blur. Each day was the same as the day before, but it was just a blur. That's a sign. There's a sign. I'm not talking about if you just be forgetting days because sometimes I'm a little guilty of that. I forget what I was doing like last weekend, 2 days before. When it's the end of the month, I actually have to go through my phone and I have to scroll and look at pictures to remember what I actually did that month. I'm not talking about if you just forgetful. I'm actually talking about when the days are just running together because they're not eventful. There was nothing planned. They're just repetitive, just going. That's the first sign. The second sign is when you are making decisions based off of habit and not intention. I live in Maryland, and so during the winter, we have snow. And one of the things that has always just burned me alive because it makes no sense to me is that every time there is a message that there is going to be a snowstorm, everybody runs to the market and everybody goes to get the same things. They go to get eggs, they go to get bread, and what's the third thing? It's eggs, it's bread, and it's milk, right? And I remember one of my friends saying to me one day, she was like, "What is everybody doing? What, they gonna go home and make some French toast?" But the thing that burns me up is that we don't know why we do it. It is literally something that's just programmed into us by habit, that's conditioned in us, that when we hear it's going to snow, we got to go to the market because we're not going to be able to get to the market for days. Now, we all know that that's not true because during my lifetime, the biggest snow that we've ever had, I think I was stuck, and I say that in quotation marks, I think I was stuck for like 2 days at the most. I couldn't get my car out. It took me a whole week to get my car out. But me physically, I was able to move physically after 2 days. And I was able to walk to a market. So even at the worst snowstorm that we have had in our history, we still were able to get out after 2 days. But every time it snows or we get a hint of snow, everybody runs to the market because all of a sudden we all need these same 3 things. It is habit. You're not making a decision based off of intention. You're making a decision based off of habit. Now, I just gave an extreme example there, but that is an example of when you are doing things out of habit and you have no idea why you're doing it. The third sign that you're living on autopilot is when you are always busy And busy means that you are just doing a lot of things. You're just doing a lot of things. You're always busy. You're always working. You're always here, there, gone, everywhere. You're busy. And from the outside, it looks kind of exciting because I have all these things to do. I have all these events to go to, blah, 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 blah. But emotionally, you are numb. You feel nothing. You don't feel happy about any of these things that you're doing. You don't feel productive. You're just doing stuff just to be busy. That's a sign. The fourth sign is you don't feel any kind of joy or passion. You're just, everything is meh, meh. How you doing today? Yeah, I'm all right. Everything is blah. That literally is how you feel. Everything is blah. I have a friend who I remember asking her one day, because every time I talk to her and ask her, like, what's up, how you been? It's always, oh, girl, same S, different day. And I would ask her, like, well, what do you want to do? Like, if you're not happy doing what you do, what do you want to do? I don't know. I actually don't even think I have any passions. That is not the truth. But it feels like that to her because she just not feeling joy, not feeling happiness at what she's doing. And she just, bleh, yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, you know. Number 5, the fifth sign that you are living your life on autopilot is that you avoid silence. Being still is really, really, really uncomfortable for you. It forces you to really face whatever it is that you obviously not trying to face. When you have to sit in the midst of unhappiness, silence can be really loud. Silence is much louder than noises. So you go out, you fill yourself with all this time. You always got something on. It's never quiet. You're never by yourself because it's too uncomfortable. You don't want to face the fact that you are just not happy in the life that you are currently living. Number 6, you are living life reactively and not proactively. This is the difference between like living with intention, making intentional choices, and you just kind of going with wherever life is taking you. Life is always going to be life in. It's just what it does. When you are living life on autopilot, you just go where it drags you. If the wind knocks you this way, you just go over there. If somebody pulls you that way, you just go over there. You just ebbing and flowing and just doing whatever, and you're not owning your time, and you're not owning your choices. The seventh and the last sign is that you are unsure of what you want. You just legitimately don't know. And you don't even really have interest in finding out. I've battled with depression for years. And the darkest of my depression, I just felt no interest in doing anything. I just was like, I don't care. I literally would just go every day, literally like a robot. I remember one of my darkest times, I was functioning, but I was functioning like a robot. I was getting up, I was going to work, I was doing work things. I actually think I was even doing some stuff outside of work, but I was just numb and just kind of just going. People ask, what do you want to do? I don't know. I don't know. In a moment, I don't even care. It's whatever. That's a phrase for people who are just unsure. It's whatever. They just don't know because you've likely lost hope, or you have the current limiting belief that it's not going to get any better than this, that you don't have control over anything that happens to you. So, oh well, throw your hands up. Might as well just go with it. It is what it is. Like, that's Yeah, all of those are signs of being on autopilot. Now, if anything that I said resonates with you, it sounds like you, this, the point of me doing this podcast, this episode rather, was to bring it to light, because you can't begin to fix what you don't recognize. And awareness is the first step to moving toward alignment. If you can take assessment of where you currently are, then you can start to take the action steps to go and move forward. So let today's episode be a wake up call for you. And my challenge to you this week is to break a routine that is not serving you. I'm not talking about your morning routine. I'm not talking about your evening routine. I'm not talking about like all your routines that are serving you. I'm not talking about any of those. I'm talking about things that you do just out of habit that serve no purpose, literally, in your life. Think about one thing that you just do all the time, just cause, and break it. Break it. And don't just break it, try something new out and see what that looks like for you, and reflect on it after you do it and journal about it and see how it makes you feel. And I'd be very interested to know if you do take me up on this challenge and you do find something that you could try differently. I would love to know your experience behind it. So please feel free to leave a comment. If anything in this video helped you, feel free to give me a like. If you would like to hear more content like this, please subscribe. And yeah, I think those are all the things. So thank you so much for listening to me break down the 7 signs of you living on, or maybe not specifically you, but a person living life on autopilot. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next one.